Hello, my beautiful people. How are you all doing? Hey, a question popped into my head that really got me thinking. Have you ever wondered if speaking two languages makes us smarter? Spanish and English. Nahuatl and Spanish. It seems like a superpower. It's as if your brain is different. Faster, more agile. It used to be thought the opposite. Today, science can look at the brain. What they've found is fascinating. Communicate with more people. Better job opportunities. Long-term brain health. Does our brain get more exercise? Does it improve our memory? Does it help us solve daily problems? Switching from Spanish to English mid-sentence. Join me on this journey. First things first, my dears. When we talk about being bilingual, what exactly do we mean? Many people think being bilingual means speaking two languages perfectly, without an accent, as if you were born in two countries at the same time. But no way. The truth is much broader and more welcoming. Being bilingual means you can talk in two different languages. You don't have to be a poet in both, or a professional translator for the United Nations. If you can have a conversation, understand a movie, or even chat with someone in another language, you're already in the club. It's that easy. In Mexico, being bilingual is super common and varied. They learned English in school and use it for work. They live on the border and mix Spanish and English, Spanglish. The richness of our native languages, Maya and Spanish, Zapotec and Spanish, Spanish and French. Every combination is a cultural treasure and amazing for your brain. Being bilingual is like having two toolboxes instead of one. For each situation, your brain decides which tool to use. It's a constant brain workout. Alright, let's get to the good stuff, the scientific stuff, but don't get bored on me, because I'm going to tell you about it like we're just chatting over coffee. Imagine your brain is like the traffic control for a very busy city. For someone who speaks only one language, or a monolingual person, all the traffic flows in one direction, with the same signs and rules. It's an efficient system, of course, but in a bilingual brain, things get more interesting. It's like suddenly you have traffic from two different cities with different rules, trying to use the same streets at the same time. The brain has to act like the best traffic cop in the world. Scientists using machines with super weird names like functional magnetic resonance imaging have been able to see in real time what happens in a bilingual person's head. And they discovered something incredible. When a bilingual person speaks in one of their languages, the other language also activates. It's not like they turn it off completely. It's like it's there, in the background, wanting to come out. So, a part of the brain, which experts call executive control, has to work extra hard to keep the language not being used in check and let the one that is being used take over. This constant effort is what strengthens that area of the brain. Think of it as the conductor of your mind's orchestra. This area is responsible for planning, for making decisions, for concentrating, and for switching from one task to another. In bilingual people, this region is constantly active, deciding whether to say coche or car, gracias, or thank you. Alright, we've seen that the bilingual brain works over time, but what are the real benefits of all that effort? How does it help us in our daily lives? Well, get ready, because the results are amazing. One of the most important superpowers bilingualism gives us is better working memory. And what is that? Imagine you're cooking a new recipe. Working memory is what helps you remember the list of ingredients, what step you're on, and how much time is left on the oven, all at the same time. It's the memory we use to handle information in the short term. Studies have shown that bilingual people tend to have stronger working memory. Since their brain is used to managing two language systems at the same time, it gets better at holding and processing many pieces of information at once. This isn't just for languages, it's for everything. For example, it helps you remember a phone number you just heard while you look for somewhere to write it down, or follow a complex conversation in a work meeting without getting lost. It's a super useful skill that makes our lives much easier and helps us be more efficient in our tasks. Another superpower is the ability to focus and selective attention. As I was saying, the bilingual brain is always filtering information so it doesn't mix up languages. This constant training to ignore what's not important, the language you're not using, and focus on what is important, the one you are using, turns you into a master of concentration. And if that wasn't enough, there's cognitive flexibility. I love this name. It sounds like your mind can do flips, and it pretty much can.
Subscribe to our channel for more new ideas and education. Hit the like button on this video, and share your thoughts in the comments.
Now let's bring all of this down to our daily lives here in our beloved Mexico. How do these superpowers look in action? Well, look, examples are everywhere. Imagine a mom in the supermarket with her two kids. One asks her for something in Spanish, and the other, who goes to a bilingual school, asks her something in English. The mom, without even thinking, answers each one in their language while checking the grocery list and mentally calculating if she has enough in her budget. That's executive control and working memory at their best. Now let's think about the workplace. In many offices, especially in big cities like Mexico City, Monterrey, or Guadalajara, it's super common to have meetings where English and Spanish are mixed. Maybe you're presenting a project in Spanish, but suddenly you have to answer a question in English from a foreign client. The ability to switch mental gears quickly, without getting stuck, is a huge advantage. Well, look, examples are everywhere. Or let's go to something more relaxed, like a trip. You're in Cancun, and a lost tourist approaches you who only speaks English. Your ability to understand their problem, think of the solution, and explain it in their language. That's cognitive flexibility working for you. I really love to base things on what the experts say. Scientists spend years studying these topics. And in the field of bilingualism, there are names that are true authorities. I already mentioned Dr. Ellen Bialystock from York University in Canada. She's like the queen of research on this subject. For decades, she has published studies that show again and again that bilingualism has deep and positive effects on the brain, especially as we get older. It's not just an opinion, it's evidence gathered over a very, very long time. One of the most impactful findings has to do with something called cognitive reserve. Think of it like savings you put in the bank, but for your brain. Throughout life, the constant mental exercise of being bilingual builds this reserve. And what's it for? This reserve can help delay the symptoms of neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's. Be careful. It doesn't prevent the disease, but it can make the brain last longer before symptoms become noticeable. On average, studies suggest that bilinguals show symptoms of dementia up to 4 or 5 years later than monolinguals. These findings are recent and are still being updated. Let's talk about the littlest ones in the house, our children. Many parents wonder if it's good or bad to teach them 2 languages from birth. As I said at the beginning, there used to be a myth that this would confuse them. But today, science tells us the exact opposite. A baby's brain is like a little sponge. It's designed to soak up information at an amazing speed, and that includes languages. In fact, children who grow up in a bilingual home learn to tell languages apart from a very young age, developing that mental flexibility. Okay, we've talked about kids, but many of you at home are probably thinking, Gally, I'm not a kid anymore. Is it too late for me? Of course not. Even though children learn easily, the adult brain can learn another language second, third, fourth. This is a myth we need to bust. Learning as an adult has benefits for mental health. When an adult learns a new language, we use the language we already know as a base comparisons, translating looking for rules. It's a powerful brain exercise, concentration memory analysis, lots of practice like a very complex puzzle, every new word, go for it. We've reached the end of this amazing journey through the bilingual brain. And now it's time to answer the question we asked at the beginning. Does speaking 2 languages make us smarter? After everything we've talked about, the answer, according to science, is a little more complex and much more interesting than a simple yes or no. Being bilingual doesn't necessarily raise your IQ, that number that supposedly measures intelligence. It's not like knowing English will make you the next Albert Einstein, if only it were that easy. However, what the scientific evidence clearly shows us is that being bilingual changes your brain for the better. It makes it healthier, more flexible, more resilient. The constant mental exercise of managing 2 languages strengthens key cognitive functions like memory, attention, problem solving, and the ability to switch tasks. So, it doesn't give you more raw intelligence, but it does give you a brain with better performance, a more efficient brain, and better equipped to face life's challenges. It's like the difference between having a big engine and having a finely tuned engine with an expert driver. Think of it this way. Being bilingual doesn't make you smarter, but it does make you cognitively sharper. It gives you a set of improved mental tools that you can apply to all sorts of tasks, not just language-related ones. So, in conclusion, even if the word smart falls short, we can say without a doubt that bilingualism boosts our brain in extraordinary ways and opens our minds to new cultures and perspectives. It's one of the most enriching experiences a person can have. It's a true wonder of nature and a gift that will keep giving you benefits throughout your life.
Subscribe to our channel for more new ideas and education. Hit the like button on this video and share your thoughts in the comments. Which skill connects most with your teaching? Which one seems hardest to develop? Your ideas and questions help build our learning community and inspire what we'll cover next. Together, we we can change education, one teacher, one classroom, one student at a time. The future of learning is in our hands.